I am on my way right now to Long Beach, California to attend the first concert that I have gone to in over 2 years, which is pretty crazy. I was a pretty regular concert goer, so I thought it would be fun to bring all of you along and show you a little bit of the concert. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I want to enjoy myself. There's a lot of different acts playing. I'm not going to tell you everybody right now. I'm going to let it be a surprise in the video. Now, I'll let you know right now, this is a 80s, 90s hip-hop, rap, freestyle, old school concert. So if you're not into that type of music, then I don't know, you might not enjoy this video. Quite a few cool people performing. Most of them I have seen before. I think there's two that I have never seen, one of which I'm really excited about. So yeah, should be a good time. We are almost there. I ended up having to park kind of far away, so now I'm just taking a stroll down Ocean Boulevard, but that's okay. It's a nice night out and there's beautiful views to look at. And this is going to be our venue for the evening, the Long Beach Terrace Theater, which I've passed by hundreds of times, but I've never actually been inside. And we better get inside right now because the show's about to start.
My name is Jimmy Reyes, and coming to the stage, one of my favorite hip-hop groups of all time. Show some love for Second to None.
So Second to None is one of the couple of groups that I had never seen before, so I was excited to see them, and they were really good. They came out with a lot of energy, but yet they weren't like yelling and screaming. They kept it cool, and the songs sounded the way they should. So yeah, they were really entertaining to watch. I enjoyed them. I always enjoy Candyman. I've seen him a few times and it's always a good time. I gotta say, in my opinion, I think Candyman's kind of underrated. He's a good rapper, and yeah, I think he's kind of underrated. Okay, so here's the thing about Lighter Shade of Brown. First of all, I'm a fan. I was always excited to see them performing on stuff. For those of you that don't know, Lighter Shade of Brown is made up of two guys, ODM and DTTX. And some years back, DTTX passed away, and he had a very distinct voice. So I hate to say it, but Lighter Shade of Brown just isn't really the same without him. But overall, they were still really good, still really fun to watch. The crowd definitely really enjoyed them. So yeah, they were good, but for me, just not the same. So I'm always excited to see JJ Fad. They're one of the groups that I've seen quite a few times, but I'm always excited to see them again. I've talked about this before a few times. I definitely think JJ Fad is underrated. I think they're probably the best female hip hop group of the 80s, and that entire album is great and highly underrated. Another reason why it's always so great to see them perform live is they use Arabian Prince from NWA as their DJ. I was so excited when they did this song, Eeny Meeny Beats, one of my favorites off that album. Okay, MC Shy D, before we move forward, I want to explain this. So when he put out the music video for this song like 30 years ago, JJ Fad was actually in the music video dancing. So he called them out on stage before he performed this song, and it seemed like they were surprised. It seemed pretty genuine, like he didn't tell them he was gonna do this. He called them out and asked if they remembered the choreography from the music video, and they gave it their best shot, and I gotta say, they pretty much nailed it. So MC Shy D's another one from this night that I had never seen before and I was excited to see, and I gotta say, he was great, he didn't disappoint, he sounded really good, I enjoyed it. Masta Ace, not only had I never seen him perform, but I gotta admit, I don't really know too much about him. He was good, however, I found it kind of weird that he came out to the theme song from Cheers. It was kind of strange, but I gotta give him credit for being original.
The music plays while
Now this is what I was really excited to see. Club Nouveau, I had never seen them before, and they were the ones that I was really excited to see. And I gotta say, they did not disappoint. Okay, so I'm gonna admit it, when this tune kicked in, I got goosebumps and I actually got a little emotional. This was definitely the highlight of my entire night. Okay, so a couple of things about 2 Live Crew. First of all, I'm going to be able to show you very little of their performance just for the sake of trying to keep this channel PG. So this was the 3rd time I've seen 2 Live Crew, and each time it's been somebody different, and I never knew who I was going to get when I would go see them. So the first time I ever saw 2 Live Crew, it was Fresh Kid Ice. The second time I saw 2 Live Crew, it was Brother Marquise, and that was probably the best. So considering Fresh Kid Ice passed away and Luther Campbell hasn't had anything to do with the group in I don't know how long, I assumed that at this concert it would once again be Brother Marquise. That's what I was expecting. And then all of a sudden, this guy walked out, and I gotta say, at first I had no idea who it was. I didn't recognize him. After a little bit, I figured out it was DJ Mr. Mix, who is actually one of the 2 founding members of 2 Live Crew. The founding members were Mr. Mix and Fresh Kid Ice. But forgive me if I'm wrong, if I'm not mistaken, DJ Mr. Mix never really had much to do with the rapping. He was just the DJ and, you know, made the music. So I think that's why I was really confused when he came out. Because like I said, we don't really know him as one of the rappers in 2 Live Crew. Also, it seemed like he didn't really have a DJ. He just had somebody playing the songs from a sampler, and the sampler was actually skipping around before he even came out on stage. Once he came out, he did a couple of the Luther Campbell chant songs, and then he went into a couple of their bigger songs. I'll show you that right now. After he did those songs, he said he needed a break. He seemed kind of out of breath, and he went backstage, and a couple of dancing girls came out and they danced around the stage for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then he came back out. But when he came back out, he still didn't go back into 2 Live Crew songs. Instead, he brought out Rodney-O from Rodney-O and Joe Cooley, which was really exciting because I'm a big Rodney-O and Joe Cooley fan. He let him do a couple of songs, and that was probably the best part of the entire 2 Live Crew performance.
Just like you got sprayed by a can of me. Your speaker is moving, everybody is moving. My soul moves along as a starts in moving. The house will get no higher, the bass will go lower. Cause everlasting bass show enough moves the floor. Some people can't try to be the case, but you can't get enough of everlasting bass.
So after Rodney O was done, he started performing. I guess it was a unreleased 2 Live Crew song, and it wasn't very good at all. It sounded really bad, and so I just decided to leave. And as I was walking out, he then went into, I guess, what would be considered probably the biggest 2 Live Crew song. So by this time I was on the lower level, but I decided to just duck back in for a minute and watch them perform this song. But they got about a quarter way through the first verse, and the sampler started skipping around again and then just stopped working completely. And then I stood there for probably about 2 minutes while they were trying to figure out how to get the sampler working again. And then I had just had enough and I left. So that's how this went.
Turn the volume down on it.
Oh.
Somehow I missed the trucks that they have parked in front of the venue, and I know these trucks well. They belong to a couple of my old club brothers from New Minis, which is the mini truck club that I used to belong to. And same with the trucks that were on stage. The truck that was stage left actually belongs to my buddy Eric, who you would have seen in my LA Riots video. All right, so that's it. Overall, pretty fun show. It got a little messy in some parts, but sometimes that happens with these shows where there's a lot of different acts. There was still one more group left to perform, and that was Digital Underground, but I decided to leave, and a couple of different reasons for that. One, I've got a lot of editing to do when I get home tonight, and it's already really late. Number two, I've seen Digital Underground a couple of times, and for me, just for me, it's not the same without Shock G. And no disrespect to Money B, but yeah, that's just for me. It's not Digital Underground without Shock G, so I decided to skip it this time. So that's going to do it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.